Have you ever thought about talking to nature? There was a young girl named Elara who lived in a small village inside a green forest. Elara was special because she loved nature more than anything else. Every day she would take care of flowers in the forest, talk to birds, and get to know all the animals and plants around her. She loved the sounds of the forest, like leaves rustling, water flowing, and wind blowing. She was friends with the deer, would talk to the old trees, and always made the squirrels happy. She felt very close to nature and loved it very much, but one day something unexpected happened during her usual visit to the forest. While wandering through the woods, Elara stumbled upon an injured bird with a broken wing. Such a sight would bring a tear to anyone's eye, but for Elara it spurred her into action. With the gentlest of touches, she cradled the fragile creature in her hands, a soft whisper of comfort escaping her lips as she carefully carried it home. In the safe haven of her humble abode, Elara fashioned a splint for the bird's broken wing from twigs and soft moss. Every day she'd feed it with the ripest berries, her voice a soothing balm as she cooed comforting words to the small creature. With her tender ministrations, the bird's strength gradually returned. Weeks turned into days, days into hours, and soon the bird's wing was healed. With a flutter of its wings, the bird tested its strength, ready to soar into the skies once more. The bird was ready to take flight again, but not before it had a special gift to offer. The bird surprised Elara with a revelation of its magical ability. The creature that had been nursed back to health fluttered its healed wing, and in a voice as soft as the rustling leaves, bestowed upon the young girl the gift of understanding, the language of all living beings. This gift, however, was not merely words and sounds, but emotions and thoughts, the very essence of life itself. Elara could now comprehend the whispers of the wind, the rustle of the leaves, the chirping of the birds, even the silent communication of the trees. Elara's heart was filled with a joy so profound it was as if 1,000 sunrises had burst within her. Her everyday strolls in the forest took on a new meaning. Every creature, every plant, every gust of wind was now a friend who shared their stories, their fears, and their joys with her. She was not just a friend, but also a guardian of the forest. Armed with her unique gift, Elara embraced her role as the guardian of the forest. She became the intermediary, the advocate, the voice for all those creatures and elements of the forest that had none. She was the bridge between the human world and the natural one, a steward of peace in a world often teetering on the brink of discord. Every day was a new adventure. She'd listen to the tales spun by the wise old trees, their voices whispering through the rustling leaves. Their stories were as old as the forest itself, filled with wisdom and the subtle lessons of time. It was from these ancient beings that Elara learned the true essence of patience and resilience. She'd help the playful squirrels find their lost acorns, her laughter echoing through the forest as they scampered around her. Even the smallest of tasks she undertook with joy and enthusiasm, understanding that every creature, no matter how small, played a vital role in the grand scheme of life. And then there were the fairies, mischievous and elusive. They had a penchant for stirring up trouble with the shy woodland creatures. But Elara, with her gentle demeanor and diplomatic words, would mediate their disputes, restoring peace among the forest's inhabitants. Under her loving care, the forest flourished. The trees grew taller, the flowers bloomed brighter, and the animals thrived. The harmony she fostered between the villagers and the forest was palpable. The once wary creatures now frolicked freely, unafraid and unthreatened. The forest, once just a backdrop to the village, transformed into a sanctuary for those seeking solace, those seeking a connection to the raw, untamed beauty of nature. It was a testament to Elara's unwavering love and dedication. And as the seasons changed, so did the whispers among the villagers. They spoke in awe of the magical bond between Elara and the forest. It wasn't long before these whispers turned into stories. Stories that traveled on the wind, across the fields, over the mountains. Elara's story began to spread, reaching beyond the confines of her village. People from distant lands came to witness the magical bond between Elara and the forest. The tale of this young girl who could communicate with all living things echoed across mountains and seas. It reached far-off kingdoms and bustling cities, inspiring everyone who heard it. Elara, with her gentle heart and boundless love for nature, became a beacon of hope and a symbol of unity. The visitors witnessed the harmony that existed in the village, a harmony born out of respect and understanding. They saw how the villagers and the forest creatures lived side by side, not as separate entities, but as a single community, bound together by a shared love for the land they called home. Elara's story sparked a change. It inspired people to look at the world around them with new eyes. They began to realize that every tree, every bird, every whispering wind had a story to tell, if only they were willing to listen. They learned to cherish the beauty of nature, to protect it with all their might, just as Elara did. The impact of Elara's story was profound. It didn't just change the way people viewed nature, it changed the way they lived their lives. They began to understand that they were not separate from nature, but a part of it. They realized that their actions had consequences, and that by nurturing the earth, they were also nurturing themselves. The village and the forest stood as a testament to this understanding. There was a sense of peace that permeated the air, a tranquility that came from living in harmony with nature. The once wary animals now played freely among the villagers, and the trees stood tall and strong, their branches reaching out like welcoming arms. Elara's legacy lived on, a testament to the bond between humans and nature, a bond that can bring harmony and peace if we let it. And so the story of Elara serves as a reminder to us all, to listen, to understand, and to cherish the world that we are a part of. For in doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but we also ensure the survival of the myriad of creatures that share this beautiful planet with us.